Again, we have experience with this type of vaccine in billions of people. It's a safe vaccine. Of course, with the mRNA, there's a very, very, very low risk, particularly in young men, of getting a myocarditis. But if you look at the risk of myocarditis from COVID itself is greater than the risk of the vaccine.
All right, I'm trying to react to these things without getting too angry, although I'm angry and I'm not going to hide it. You saw that 22-second clip of Anthony Fauci saying, we've tested this on billions of people. It's a safe vaccine. mRNA had never been administered to humans as far as vaccines went until 2020. And if you don't believe me, listen to Satan incarnate himself, Albert Bourla. I've shared that clip.
And actually, mRNA was a technology that never delivered a single product until that day. Not vaccine, not any other medicine.
But did you notice that one subtle, very distinct thing that Mr. Science himself, Anthony Fauci, said? Of course, with mRNA, there's a risk.
Of course, with the mRNA, there's a very, very, very low risk, particularly in young men, of getting a myocarditis.
As if to distinguish mRNA from traditional vaccines being the ones that actually worked, that there's a mRNA risk distinct from traditional vaccines for myocarditis or for inflammation in general. Because as far as I understand, although mRNA is a very new and counterintuitive technique for delivering vaccines, novel only to coronavirus, as confirmed by Satan incarnate himself, Albert Bourla.
So it was very counterintuitive, and I was surprised when they suggested to me that this is the way to go. They felt that the 2 years of work on mRNA since 2018, together with BioNTech, to develop a flu vaccine, made them believe that the technology is mature and we are at the cusp of delivering a product.
It had its own risks, from what I understand. And Fauci says there's a very small risk with mRNA, very, very small risk of myocarditis. Do tell us what that risk is, Fauci. Do tell us how minor that risk is until it's your kid, your young male adult who is inflicted with myocarditis. Do tell us, how rare is that? Give us a number. Don't give us your stupid fluff, vague, ambiguous, very rare. Give us a number.
Of course, with the mRNA, there's a very, very, very low risk, particularly in young men, of getting a myocarditis.
1 in 5,000 per dose? Because that's what we got from Kieran Moore out of Ontario. Less than that? Is it 1 in 800, as we saw under certain analysis of the trial data? Tell us what that is. And then, by the way, back it all up. Oh, yeah. The mRNA has been tested on billions of people in real time, called human experimentation, Nuremberg trials. Oh, yeah, there's a known risk of inflammation or whatever with mRNA. mRNA particular, tried on people in real time. Give us the number, Mr. Science. And if you're so confident in it, surrender yourself for trial. Sorry.
But if you look at the risk of myocarditis from COVID itself is greater than the risk of the vaccine.
Sorry, I almost forgot one thing while we're on the topic of your trial, Mr. Science Fauci. If the risk of myocarditis from COVID itself is greater than the risk of myocarditis from the vaccine, but the vaccine doesn't prevent infection, what are you doing other than doubling the risk of myocarditis in young? Tell me. I'm just a lowly idiot lawyer, former lawyer. Tell me, if the risk of myocarditis from COVID is greater than the risk of myocarditis from the mRNA vaccine, but the mRNA vaccine does not prevent transmission or contracting the virus, what are you doing other than compounding the risk for myocarditis? I'll let you answer when you're on the stand, on your trial. Nuremberg 2.0. I'm sorry, I didn't want to get here. I didn't want to get here, but you made me get here. Congratulations.